Hi, and welcome to your yoga practice. My name is Steph Paulson, and I also have Chief joining us today. Today's focus is all about self-love and self-compassion. So giving back to yourself and being kind to yourself. So this is a gentle yoga flow. Please do what feels good in your body as always. I do have a block handy. You might need a block or two. Just to make the poses more accessible for you. Let's get right into it. We're going to start reclined in constructive rest. So go ahead and lie all the way back on your mat. Take your feet out as wide as the mat and let the knees drop towards each other. Your hands and arms can be anywhere that they feel comfortable, maybe by your side, or maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And let's take a moment to be present. Let's notice the parts of our body touching the mat. Let's observe our breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Let's be curious about our breath. Do the inhales match the exhales? Does your breath feel strained? Now, as we go through these questions, we're practicing non-attachment. So we're just being the observer here. And we're taking time to notice the quality of our well-being through our breath. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and blink them open, or maybe a soft gaze. Bring the knees in towards the chest, nice and gentle, and maybe a gentle roll side to side. Now remember, through this practice, we're practicing self-love. So whatever feels good for you, if you want to add more movement or be more still, honor that desire within yourself. All right, let's come to stillness. Take our arms out to the side in a T position, palms are face down. Let's take the knees over to the right side. I like to hop my hips over to the left just slightly. So this is a simple twist. We're decompressing the spine. And letting go of any tension. Let's take our awareness back to our breath. Breathing in and out through our nose. On your next inhale, take the knees back up to center. Exhale, just rest here. And let's take the knees to the second side. I like to scoop my hips over to the right side, let the knees drop to the left. And let's notice the subtle differences from side to side. It doesn't mean that one side's better. It just means that one side might need a little bit more love. Let's bring the knees back up to center. Realign the spine. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Maybe raise your forehead to meet your knees, not required. And release. Roll over to one side, press yourself up. Let's come into all fours. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, drop the belly towards the mat. Broaden across the collarbones, open up the heart. Exhale, round out the spine, tuck the chin, press the ground away. Let's do a couple more. Inhale. Articulate the spine. Notice how you feel today. Exhale. Rounding out. Separating the shoulder blades. Inhale. Let's be gentle on our body. Exhale. Inhale, come into a neutral spine. Lengthen both sides of the torso. Walk the hands just a couple inches out in front of your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips high. This is your first down dog of the practice. Press into the index, knuckle, and thumb. Spin the triceps to the back of the mat. This will allow more space in your upper back. Let the head and the neck drop. Let's keep the knees bent for this first down dog, any amount, whatever feels good. And heels are pressing towards the mat. They do not have to touch. Every body is built differently. Heels may or may not touch, and that's okay. Walk your hands back towards your feet to the back of the mat. Keep the knees bent a lot. Let the torso rest on the thighs. Pull that belly button into the spine. And let's roll up bone by bone. Take your hands to the thighs if your lower back needs a little bit extra support and extra love. Your head comes up last. Inhale the arms up overhead. Reach high, find length. Exhale, take the left wrist with your right hand. Press into the left foot. Stretch over to the right side. So a side bend. Keep breathing here. Keep revolving so your heart spins up high to the sky. Inhale, find length. Exhale, second side. So side bend here. We're pressing into the right foot this time. And we're leaning over to the left side. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up, reach. Exhale, forward fold, half sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift, hands can go to the outside of the shins or maybe blocks or to the ground. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more times. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Press the shoulder blades into the heart. Exhale, fold over. Keep the knees bent as long as you feel comfortable. Inhale. Exhale, one more time, please. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up. And exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Hang out here just for a moment. Hands can be on blocks. Hands can be on the ground. Hands can be by your shins. No matter what, find length and keep your knees bent any amount. Let's walk our hands towards the top of the mat, coming into a down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Let's stay in this pose just for 2 more cycles of breath. On your next inhale, come back to 3-legged dog. Press the right heel towards the back. And let's go into some hip circles. So bend the knee, bring the knee in, out, and wide for 3 times. You can go slower, you can go faster. Maybe you do more repetitions, right? That's okay. And let's bring it around the other way. Inhale. Let's go to 3-legged dog. Press the heel to the back wall. Spin the pinky toe side down to the mat. And spin the right inner thigh up high to the ceiling. Find length here. Exhale. Bring the knee towards the chest. Really pick the heel to come to the right glute. And let's take that right foot in between your hands. Drop the back knee. Uncurl the back toes. Let's come up to a low lunge right here. Energetically take the front heel towards the back knee, taking everything close to the midline. Take your hands back down. Let's come into a simple twist. So open twist right here, reaching that right hand up high to the sky. And bring it back towards the ground. You might need your blocks here. You can absolutely keep your hands on the ground. Let's take the hips back to a half split. And let's make this dynamic. We inhale, we come all the way up, open up the heart. Exhale, take the hips back. We have 2 more times. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hang out here just for a moment, just for a couple cycles of breath. Take the right hip to the back of the mat. Flex the toes, slight bend in the right knee. If you feel any strain behind the knee. Come back up to low lunge. Move the block slightly out of the way. Toe heel your foot away from the midline. And you can turn your foot out maybe to about a 45-degree angle, whatever your knee is comfortable with. Please make adjustments so you feel safe. Okay, we're coming into lizard pose, so really opening up the hips here. Now, you're welcome to go down on your forearms. You can also use blocks underneath your hands or forearms, whatever feels good. Remember, we're showing ourselves self-love, kindness, and compassion. It's not about forcing yourself to go into a shape. It's about experiencing the shape as you are right now. So arrive as you are. If you're on your forearms, go ahead and walk back up. Toe heel that foot back into the center. Flip the back toe under. Let's take the front, lift the back knee, take the front leg all the way back to three-legged dog and place it back down. Take an inhale here. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more cycles of breath. Take this time to notice the difference between the right and left side. And take this time to transition, to pause. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee. Open up the hip. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Let's bring it back to three-legged dog. So extend the left leg. Let's bend the knee. Bring the knee in towards the chest and out wide for hip circles. 3 total. Of course, you can go faster or slower. Let's bring it around the other way. Let's extend back into three-legged dog. Spinning the pinky toe side down, spinning the left inner thigh up high to the ceiling. On your exhale, bring the knee towards the chest, hug the heel into the glutes. Left foot in between the hands, drop the back knee, uncurl the back toes. Come up to your low lunge. Let's take everything in close to the midline again, so really feel that strength as we bring the heel closer to the knee, back knee, and the knee closer to the heel. Take the hands down. Let's come into a twist. So we're opening up to the left side. Take the top hand down. You're welcome to utilize your blocks or ditch them. That's totally cool. Let's scoot the hips back for half split. Inhale, come back to low lunge. Just a couple more. Exhale here. Inhale, find length. Open up the heart. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, shoot the hips back. And let's hang out here for a couple of breaths. Feel free to adjust your hands. Slight bend in that left knee is totally good. Flex the toes towards your shin. Find length in the spine. So extend both sides of the torso. And just another breath here. Let's come back to low lunge. Move your blocks off to the side. You may need them. Toe heel your foot away from the midline. Coming into lizard. Slight turn out of the foot's okay. Hands can be on the ground. Forearms can be on the ground, or you can use your blocks. And just because you looked a certain way in lizard pose on the other side doesn't mean you have to match it. So we're really having this conversation of what's best for me right now. It's an ongoing conversation. We're always checking in with ourselves to make sure that we're showing ourselves love. That way we can fill up our cup first and then help others, right? Go with one more cycle of breath here. If you're on your forearms, go ahead and come back up. Let's move the blocks off to the side. You might need them in a little bit. Place your hands on the mat. Flip the back toes under, lift the knee off of the mat, take that front foot all the way back to three-legged dog, and place it down to down dog. Pedal out the feet. Notice the difference from side to side. Notice the sensation in your body. Let's stretch both heels towards the mat, find length. So press the ground away, lift the hips high. Walk your hands back to your toes. I'm gonna bring a block with me, I might need it. Toe heel your feet just outside the hips. Your feet are gonna turn out slightly, and we're gonna sit into Malasana, yogi squat. If you have a block, or you can use towels, absolutely, you can place the block underneath your sit bones. This makes the pose a little bit more accessible, right? And you can use a couple blocks to lift your hips even higher. Take a breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, let's bring the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. So the left hand comes down, and we're just going to open up to the right side. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhale, twist to the second side. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhale, plant the hands down, lift the hips. Toe heel your feet back in underneath your hips. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Walk your hands back out to a down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring the knee towards the chest, press the ground away. Right foot goes in between your hands. Spin the back heel down. Let's windmill the arms up to warrior two. Your back leg is internally rotated. Your front leg is externally rotated. That means turning out. Press into the front heel. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. That's your base. Now energetically take the front heel towards the back ankle, lifting everything to the midline. Exhale, take that right forearm to the right thigh, and let's come into side angle. Parsvakonasana. Keep scooping the right hip underneath, lengthening the spine, revolving the rib cage, opening up the heart, receiving all the goodness, all the positive energy into your body. Let's come back to warrior two just for a moment. Windmill the arms down. Front foot steps all the way back to down dog. Inhale, left side. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Let's take that left foot in between your hands. Spin the back heel down. Windmill your arms up to warrior two. Your gaze can be over that left middle finger. Same setup here. Back leg is internally rotated. Front leg is externally rotated. Your front knee is directly above the left ankle. Now keep pulling your hip bones to be in line with the bottom rib cage, so really knitting the front ribs in. And lift the back ribs up a little bit higher. Let's take the left forearm to the left thigh and come into side angle pose. Parsvakonasana. Reach the right fingertips towards the front of the mat. Feel the stretch on the side body. And keep breathing. Take the arms back up to Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Windmill the hands down. Front foot goes all the way back to down dog. Pedal out the feet. Let's drop the knees down. And let's bring our legs through our body or through the side. I'm gonna set up for bridge pose. Feet are down on the mat, knees are bent. Take your hands behind your thighs and roll down bone by bone. Take your hands either to the mat or to the side. We're gonna do 2 bridges. Inhale, start to peel the spine off of the mat. Your hands are either gripping the mat or by your side. You also have the option to interlace your hands underneath. Pick an option that you feel good in, that gives your body love. Keep breathing here. If you notice your breath is getting shortened, come out of the pose and take a rest, okay? That's your body telling you it's doing a little bit too much. Let's spin the inner thighs down to the mat. Keep lifting the hips and gently press your shoulder blades into your heart. So really getting this back bend into the mid and upper back. Lengthening the glutes towards the heels. Just one more breath and come all the way down. If your hands are interlaced, go ahead and separate and take a rest here. Take a pause, creating some space between the pose that we just did and this moment. All right, second time. Inhale, start to peel the hips and the spine off of the mat. Lots of options with the hands. If you're interlacing, let's have the opposite thumb on top. Rolling the inner thighs down creates more space for that lower back. Keep lifting the hips high. Let's open across the front body. Exhale, come all the way down. Just take a moment here. Take the right ankle across the left thigh. Thread the needle. You can grab onto your shin or the back side of the left thigh. Coming into a figure 4. So opening up the hip. Take a moment to notice if you're holding any tension anywhere, especially in your face. Let it go, release it. Go ahead and release the figure 4 holds. Cross the right knee on top of the left. Take the arms out to a T position. Let's go into a twist. So dropping, I like to scoot the hips over to the right side and dropping the knees to the left. If this variation of a twist does not feel good in your knee joints, unravel immediately and come into that simple twist that we practiced at the beginning of class. Let's practice the idea of letting go. So let go of any muscles that you're holding on to. Letting go is a practice. It is very hard. As we go through life, we have experiences. But sometimes we go back and forth between holding on to something, an idea, a thought, a way things should be, just a little bit too long as we flow through life. Things will be changing as they always do. And it's okay to let go and to release whatever you're holding on to. Let's take the knees back up to center. Realign that spine. Unravel. Second side twist. Second side figure 4. Left ankle over the right thigh. And let's pull the knee into the chest. Let's keep the left foot flexed to keep the left knee safe. If you notice my second dog, Bonnie, she's my older one, coming in and out of the video. She's a mover and a shaker. She's always moving. She has a hard time sitting. It seems that she needs to incorporate more yoga into her daily routine here. So that being said, that's all about balance, right? If we notice we're attracted to high energy things or the go, go, go phenomenon, the hustle, just notice it. There's no judgment, absolutely. But notice where you can add more balance into your life. And the opposite is true. If you find yourself being not as motivated, see what activities can bring more life into your daily routine. Go ahead and release the figure 4. Let's cross the left knee over the right. Hop the hips over slightly to the left. Drop the knees over to the right. And the daily challenge is navigating, the day's circumstances each day, the day's experiences, and turning inwards and noticing how it affects us emotionally and spiritually. Noticing how events, how thoughts, how everything affects us. And we're constantly discerning what's healthy for us. And everyone's different. What your spouse does or significant other or what your family does or what I do is most likely completely different than what you do, and that's okay. Let's bring the knees back up to center. Unravel. Take a moment here just to realign, reset. You're welcome to press pause and go into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Or if you prefer to close with me, we're going to roll to one side and press yourself up. Come into a comfortable seated position. You can sit on blocks, cross-legged, sit on your heels, whatever feels good. Take your hands to your thighs or maybe heart center. Gently close your eyes or a soft gaze. Fantastic job pressing play today. And finding your love, your compassion and giving back to yourself. It was an absolute pleasure to guide you on your journey. Until our paths cross again. My name is Steph Paulson. Thank you so much.